Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes. We'll be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Virgo. That's Virgo Sun, Moon, or Rising for the month of January 2024. This is a general reading. We're going to start with the astrology, a general reading for Virgo for the month of January. If you want something more specific to you, you can get a personal reading with me. I do personal readings. I do hour and a half readings. They are a combination of astrology, numerology, and Kabbalah. They are very deep and transformational at times, and most people who get them really do enjoy them. So if you're interested in that, there are links below for that. If it's your first time, I do prefer the extra 30 minutes, so the 90-minute reading, if you can see your way through to do that. Otherwise, any time spent together is a good time. All right, so and if you're interested in what's happening for your sign Virgo for the year, I do have a video out, Virgo astrology, Virgo astrology 2024. It's about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the sign. I don't know. And I talk about the different that are happening this year that could affect you, Virgo. So that is available on the YouTube channel. All right, so let's get started with this. I'm going to share my screen with you. All righty. And we're going to move to Virgo. Virgo, please. Virgo. Yes, very good. And make it nice and big. Okay, great. So we're looking at Virgo. As you know, or as you may not know, but you will know now, Virgo is a mutable earth sign. Mutability means changing, right? We can change, we can mutate. Of all the earth signs, of course, Virgo is the most likely to change or change with the most ease. Your mantra is I analyze, and your ruling planet, of course, is Mercury. Now, as we look at this year specifically, I want to point out the fact that we are in an 8 vibration this year. 2024 vibrates to an 8. The 8 in the tarot is the strength card, and it is connected to Leo. And so where Leo sits in your chart is going to be both activated and highlighted. And Leo for Virgo is the 12th house, and the 12th house is many things. It's often seen as a mysterious house, not good things in the 12th house, but there are many good things in the 12th house. And one of the things is your connection to spirit or source. It is the most collective of the houses, so it has the most energy for collective things, for humanity. And the planet. It's not just the consciousness of humans, but it's the consciousness of all things. And so it is a very powerful yet mysterious place. So your connection with spirit, your speaking to spirit and the like will be very active this year for you. All right, so let's get into specifically for January for Virgo. Now, of course, Virgo is a Mercury-ruled sign, and Mercury starts the year retrograde, but only for a few hours, and then it turns direct at the 23rd degree of Sagittarius. Not its favorite place to be, Sagittarius. Virgo likes details. Sagittarius are a little light on the details sometimes. Sagittarius is very much a big picture, but I think having a big picture as we start this year is probably a really good thing, because we really kind of know, like, we need to see where we're starting here. Okay. On that day, we also have a square between Venus and Saturn. I just want to point out that you can see that there's a lot of energy here in this 5th house. And that, of course, is the house, the Capricorn house. And so we know we have all the personal planets at some point in Capricorn this year. And we also have the big shift of this month, excuse me. We have the big shift of Pluto out of Capricorn this month, moving into Aquarius again. It was in Aquarius between March 23rd and July 2nd, I believe. I know March 23rd is right. I think July 2nd is also correct, when it was in Aquarius. And we got a little taste of Pluto in Aquarius. Then it went back into Capricorn. And it's been in those last couple of degrees of Capricorn through the end of 2023, when the node shifted into Aries and Libra. You can see here the node, your nodal picture this year, and of course it does apply to right now, is the North Node moving in the direction of your 8th house, the South Node in your 2nd house. The North Node is the direction forward. In Aries, it's about a new way, a new beingness, right? Being in a new way. And so it's asking you, how are you being in a new way in your most intimate and sometimes difficult relationships, because the 8th house, the 7th and the 8th house are both relationship houses, but the 8th house is where we share our money, we share our feelings, we share our bodies in the 8th house. And so there maybe needs to be a new way of approaching that, that's healthier for you. With the South Node in your 2nd house, it's about letting go of relationships that erode your sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Okay, now that's something that's been going on since the nodes moved in what was it, July of 2023. Then with Pluto there squaring it, it's been very intense. So there's a little less intensity now as we start this year for you, but the theme will remain for as long as the nodes are in that place. It just won't be as maybe gut-wrenching and like, okay. So a lot of energy in that 5th house, which is your house of creative self-expression and your house of fun. One of the things Virgo sometimes forgets to have is fun. So don't forget to have some fun. On the 3rd, we have Mars ingressing into Capricorn. So it's moving from your 4th house, Sagittarius, to your 5th house, Capricorn. Mars really likes being in Capricorn. It's what we call exalted in Capricorn. Capricorn gives it the structure, and Mars works really well within that structure. It can be a very ambitious time, and it is in your house of fun. So be ambitious around having some fun. Virgo, and leave your dust cloth behind. Just go have fun. Don't look in the corners of anything, and just enjoy yourself. On week 2, Mercury, your ruling planet, makes a square to Neptune. This is confusing for everybody, really. Mercury is still in Sagittarius at this point, and in your 4th house, and your Neptune is in your house of relationship, the 7th house. So this can be, now happens every year because Neptune spends so much time in a house, 14 years to be exact. Whenever we come up, when Mercury comes up into Sag, it's going to square that Neptune. It's been doing that since 2011. So this is not something new for you. It's just incrementally, in a way, becoming an authority within your relationships from a compassionate place, really. And part of that has to do with how you were raised, what was expected of you. Very often with Virgo, you feel as if I'm helpful enough, then everything is going to be okay. And while a lot of things get done, and it's very nice to have a helpful person around, it doesn't always fix the problem, right? Okay. On the 9th, we have the Sun, which is still in Capricorn at this time, making a trine to Uranus to Uranus in Taurus. This energy is going from your let's see, Uranus, Taurus. So this is going from your 5th house to your 9th house. These are both fire houses. This is about, and trines are flowing energy. So there's a flow between your creative self-expression, and the ninth house is a house of many things, but it's a house of teaching. So this can be an opportunity for you to teach what you know, to share what you know. And some of that stuff is a little bit outre, or out of the box. And the more out of the box, probably, the more likely it is to be successful, because Uranus is in Taurus in that house. And Uranus in Taurus will break things up that are very fixed in nature. And in your ninth house, it could be your perspective might be very fixed, or the way you look at something, or your beliefs could be very fixed. And this helps to sort of loosen that up a bit. We also have Mars making a sextile to Saturn. This is a waning sextile, so it's moving in the direction of more progressive change and raising all boats. In fact, the sextiles this month are all have that energy of raising all boats. The trines have the energy of Sagittarius, so it is a time to share what we know and move in that more progressive direction. So let's make the most of that. Yes. On the 11th, we have a new moon in Capricorn. This can be a good time to start a creative project, because it is in the fifth house. Maybe a new relationship with a child, or maybe you go to the casino and just do a little. I don't usually suggest to people that they go to the casino, because I myself wouldn't go to the casino. Uh, I went to a casino once when I was 21, and it was in Monte Carlo, and I had 40 francs on me, which was at the time, I think, about $10. And I lost it in like 2 minutes. And when you're like a 21-year-old college student who's made it through college on peanut butter and rice cakes and tuna fish casserole, uh, big deal. So that was it. I stopped. I haven't gambled since, and that was very, very long time ago. All right. We have Mars make a trine to Jupiter. Mars is action, Jupiter is expansion, so we can expand our actions. And again, it's this energy of creative self-expression and teaching. So on the 13th, Mercury, your ruling planet, goes into your fifth house, Capricorn. And actually, as it moves into Capricorn, it's a little easier on you, because Capricorn is a fellow Earth sign. Sagittarius is a little bit too loosey-goosey with the details, or not with the details, or just too loosey-goosey in general. You like that Capricorn energy, because it sort of focuses the mind. It is moving forward, so but it's still not quite out of retrogrades. But things are going to start to manifest for you all the same. Week 3, we have the Sun making a sextile to Neptune. This illuminates who needs the help, right? What humanitarian endeavors, how can we, what needs to be seen for us to take a couple of days later, Mercury making a sextile to Saturn. This is really nice, because Mercury is in a Saturn ruled sign at this time. Saturn is in Pisces. This is an opportunity to open the lines of communication and again, move in the direction of progressive change. All right. On the 19th, did I tell you? No, on the 19th, we have Mercury making a trine to Jupiter. Now, this is an important trine, because this is the third of 3. The first 2 happened in December. It happened early in December, and then Mercury went retrograde, and so it happened again. Now Mercury is direct and moving out of its retrograde cycle, and we have this trine again. Trines are flows of energy, and Mercury is your logical mind, where Jupiter is your intuitive mind. So there's a flow between the right and the left side of the brain, which is very helpful. It also brings in a lot of information, not just through the normal sort of logical channels, what you're reading in the news, but in the intuitive channels as well. And the end of the year was very, very challenging, I know, for many people. And I think we're going to get a clearer view of what has been going on, what happened, and what to do next. And that's true of your personal life as well as, I think, the collective. Um, and again, we're dealing with the fifth house and the ninth house for you. So it is a time of sharing what you know really, to help, not just like in your personal life, but within the collective, within society. This is a societal, this trine is a trine of social rewards. So the energy that you get and the energy that you put in, the energy that you access with this is beneficial to both you and society. And then on the 20th, we have the big day. It's really the biggest day uh, of the month, and that's when we have the Sun make a conjunction to Pluto. Now, the Sun and Pluto get together every year in the sign that Pluto is in. Well, this is the last year the Sun and Pluto get together in Capricorn. Gets together in that last degree of Capricorn, which is the major degree that we dealt with at the end of the year. And it's also going to, Pluto's not quite done in Capricorn. It's going to go back in September and it's going to leave in November, right in time for the run up to the presidential election. And then shortly thereafter, it's going to be in that 30th degree of Capricorn, like a giant period at the end of a very long sentence, that a very long run on sentence that's been going on since 2008. So some things are coming to an end at the end of 2024. But this conjunction it's a yearly conjunction. So you have the Sun conjunct Pluto, and then it goes around and conjuncts again. The next time it conjuncts, it'll be in Aquarius in 2025. So this is the last sort of gasp of illuminating Capricorn. Now, Capricorn has gotten somewhat of a bum rap because it's connected with hierarchical institutions and power over. But Capricorn is also a very powerful feminine energy. It's Earth, and it's the power of the Earth herself, the mountains, aspirational. Um, and it also, when you're at the top of the mountain, you get more perspective. And so over these many years, while Pluto's in Capricorn, I think we've gotten a whole eyeful. Now, as Pluto moves into Aquarius, we sort of have to move back down into society and help to raise, raise everybody, On the same day that we have this powerful conjunction, last time these two planets are in the sign for another 220 something years, the Sun ingresses into Aquarius. And then Pluto follows suit and ingresses into Aquarius. So the 20th is a really important date. It also vibrates to a 2911, so it's a master number, and it is the energy of light, the vibration. The word light vibrates to a 2911, and it's also associated with the Three of Wands in the tarot. So it's waiting for our ships to come in. So things we've been working on are starting to come in for us. Of course, the 8 vibration of the year is a manifestation vibration, so things will be manifesting for us this year. Week 4, we have Venus move into Capricorn. Interestingly enough, she waited for Pluto to get out of Capricorn before she stuck her foot back into Capricorn. And of course, Venus is the planet of love, pleasure, and she's moving in your house of pleasure and love and fun. So don't forget, you have to have some fun. Have I said it enough? On the 25th, we have the full moon in Leo. This is happening in your 12th house. Full moons or illuminations are also very emotional. And so this can be a very emotional time. But because it's in the 12th house, you may not quite understand why you're feeling so emotional about things. On the 27th, the Sun makes a last quarter square to Jupiter. You do have to watch out that you don't push yourself too far with the square. It can happen. We can be a little bit over optimistic. Even the Virgo can be, it's less of an issue for you. It was like more of an issue for like Sag, you know, and the fire signs who tend to go on the side of exaggeration. This might be just a nice little boost for you. And we're looking at the sun in now your sixth house of work, and Jupiter in your house of long distance travel. You might actually have an opportunity to do some traveling at this time for work. We also have on that day Mercury, your ruling planet, conjunct Mars at 17 degrees of Capricorn. These conjunctions are seed times, and so you are seeding something that will come to fruition in a year. Um, and so this is, again, it's in that house of creative self-expression. So this is a good time to, if you say wanted to write something or create something or have a project, this would be a good time, a creative project that is, this would be a good time to start it. And then lastly, the fifth week, we have on the 28th, we have a lot of really nice aspects. Venus making a sextile to Saturn. Remember, these sextiles help to raise all boats. These are humanitarian in nature. Mercury making a trine to Uranus, your planet, Mercury, right? Trining its higher octave, Uranus. And so lots of information, lots of downloads coming in for you. And then we have Venus and Jupiter also making a waning trine that day. And those are the two benefics. And this is really nice energy for for teaching, having fun, sharing what you know. Okay. And then lastly, on the 29th, we do have Mars make a trine to Uranus. This is also free-flowing energy. Mars in Capricorn, Uranus in Taurus. This is a little bit more dicey because we're dealing with these two planets, Mars and Uranus, and we don't always know what to expect. But there is definitely a flow. Uranus is about change, and Mars is about energy. So this is a big energetic shift that's happening right at the end of January for all of us. All right, so that is the astrology. Now let me stop my share here. All right, so now we're gonna do a card reading. Let me see. I have cards here. No, I use those. I use those. Hold on one second, guys. Oh, you know what? I'll use these. I'll use the Light Seers deck. It's a nice light deck. You're supposed to have fun this month, so let's use a fun. Let's not use the Thoth deck. I use that for Cancer anyway, so I try not to use the same decks all the time. And I use it for Cancer because I am a Cancer, and I figure why not just, bite the bullet right away. All right, let's shuffle these up. So what does Virgo need to be aware of in the month of January, according to the Light Seers deck? I love this deck. If you have a young person that is interested in tarot, this is a great deck for them. It's very modern, and yet there's a lot of wisdom in it, which is really the whole point, right? I think I'm going to shuffle them 5 times. I think that was 4. Now, if I was truly a Virgo, I'd know exactly how many times I shuffled, but I do have Virgo in my chart, but was a Pisces, so a little less particular. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have the Empress. The Empress, the sensual. This is Venus. This is fertility. So we're starting the year off with fertility. I like that. If you are of childbearing age, be aware that you're starting the year with a lot of fertility. Okay, and it's challenged by the 4 of swords. This is about rest. This is about self-nurturance, taking time. You know, Virgo works so hard very often that fun for them is just not working. They don't have to necessarily go to a party, but they can, like, have a bowl of popcorn, watch a fun movie, get their feet rubbed, stuff like that, right? So this, as a crossing card to the Empress, is just warning you that with all this potential, make sure you're getting the rest that you need. You are moving away from difficult times. You've decided but you're moving away, and because of the difficult times, you've had that experience, you bring it with you. So everything serves on some level. So even though it's been challenging at the end of the month, or maybe 2023 was a challenging year for you, you're moving on from that. You're moving into calmer waters, and all the lessons that you learned through the tumultuous times are in fact with you and will well. Past the Pentacles, this is the cautious knight. This is the knight who looks planted and nurtures the seeds, it nurtures its own seeds. In the sky, we have the Five of Cups. I feel like this isn't necessarily you, although it could be you. This is sorrow, but this is also a reminder that we can't while it's important to grieve the losses, we can't get caught up in that cycle of victimization and grief and victimization and grief. We need to move on from that. Now, that could be you, or it could just be the world in general, because the card up top, as I read it, is sometimes it's messages from spirit, and sometimes it's just the general environment around you. Your immediate future, and this is for the month, really, this card. We have the Two of Cups. So if you're not in a relationship, there's an opportunity for a relationship, maybe one of those fun parties that you go to, or a rekindling of an old relationship. So that's really nice. It's a beautiful energy. How it's seen from the outside. This is how other people see you. They see you as balanced, fair, Six of Pentacles here. Judicious, humanitarian, balancing, good at what you do. So if there is a situation in your domestic place, I guess, it's important that you look at it from a different perspective at home. So look at it from a different perspective, connect to cosmic consciousness, and your answers will come. So no action necessarily on that. Hopes and fears, the Ten of Swords. You're hoping there's something comes to an end, or maybe something has come to an end, and there's a little bit of trepidation, because even if it wasn't a great thing, there's always that, like, is it going to get worse? No, don't do that to yourself. See the outcome? You're going to be walking away from something that no longer satisfies you, something you've put a lot of energy into. That may be connected to this domestic situation card. A decision is going to be made by the end of the month. We have the Nine of Pentacles, so whatever that decision is, I'm going to pick 3 more cards, see if I can get a major arcana, but let's continue. Whatever that decision is, it's not going to affect you financially necessarily. We have information coming in straight from source. So there are things that you find out that you may or may not share with others, but things that you didn't know before, you know now, and that may be part of the reason you make a decision to walk away. Underneath it all, we have the Chariot. This is about you being on your path. Very nice card. The Queen of Cups. I love this. This is compassion, and this is a good friend to go hang out with, have some tea and crumpets, and then one of my favorite cards in the deck, really, the Three of Pentacles. I love the Three of Pentacles because it talks about doing the work that you love with other people who are doing the work that they love, and you're all highly skilled and craftsmen. So you can afford the rest this month because you're just preparing yourself for a new adventure with perhaps a new group of people, or maybe the same group of people but a new project. So really, really nice energy. I'm really happy for you, Virgo. You guys work so hard, and oftentimes you're not given the credit that is due. But that's your own damn fault because you're so efficient. Don't become resentful of that, though, because that is not that's when you can become kind of carping. Ask for what you need, or say, hey, look, this is too much for me. I know very rarely is there too many things that are too much for you, but you can ask for help, and you'll get it. You'll be surprised. You just have to be willing to be okay with the help that's given, right? Because like it may not be to your standards, but sometimes you gotta put that aside a little bit. All right, let's take a look at, yes, we're gonna do a Starseed Oracle card, and then we'll be all set. It's been a crazy year, hasn't it? Just sitting here thinking, what a long, strange trip it's been. Star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. That's interesting because we did have that high priestess come up, right? All right. Let me read this to you, what I do with the book. Oh, nothing right in front of me. The light on so I can see. Just a little light from my own eyeballs. Okay, I'm going to hold this. It's a beautiful card. I'm going to hold it up. Last night, Michael and I went out to see the meteor showers, and I saw two, and I think he saw three meteors. It was really exciting. So it's funny. And we were looking at Orion's belt, right? It was like right above us, and I said to him, Orion's belt, the Giza pyramids are lined up with Orion's belt, and look what we have here, the Giza pyramids. Yeah. All right, let me read this to you. The ancients knew much more than we do about our connection with the stars. Their pyramids, temples, and other places of worship created in precise alignment with the stars exist in all corners of the world. What if this ancient wisdom is still available for you to uncover now? You're being called to think and listen with your ancient heart and soul, to tap into the part of you that remembers and knows. All ancient secrets are whispered forever in your ears. All mystic knowing blooms in your heart. All potent power pumps through your veins. You're being invited to step into your ancient knowingness, to be held by the rememberings of the star ancestors, to look a little deeper. If you're feeling stuck, you're being called to do something different, to change your point of view. Creativity happens when we put together two things that don't belong, when we do the unexpected. So often a creative solution is right in front of us, but because we think the same thoughts and act the same way, we miss what's in the open. You're here to remember and uncover ancient secrets and transmissions. Technology and wisdom are so needed on the planet right now to unlock your soul's memories of a time when we lived in harmony on Earth and one day will again. Your next mission is to accept it, is to remember and utilize. And there's a lot of energy this month for that with all the Trump and all of that. So exciting time. I think it's going to be a good year, guys. I really do. I know people are a bit terrified because of the presidential election, but I don't think we have to worry. I think we just have to be our best selves. And when we get to the end of it, we'll be like, job well done. All right, guys, have yourself a wonderful month. Like and subscribe if you would. Uh, you can support me with a thumbs up or share this if there's a Virgo out there that you think may need to hear this. That would be wonderful. And if you want to be a little bit more nuts and bolts on supporting me, I do have a Patreon page as little as $5 a month. It really mostly supports the work I do on YouTube, but the Patreon people get stuff sooner, and I do try to do a couple of extra things for Patreon people because they're my patrons and they're supporting me. So, all right, I'll see you again next month. Take care, everyone. Namaste.